So thanks everyone for being here. We appreciate it. Um, Acho is COO and Sam is the sales director for this development here. And we're lucky enough to be here during DC Partners 10-year anniversary. So congratulations to y'all. That's really cool. So with that, we'll open up the interview. So Acho, this year does mark the 10-year anniversary with DC Partners. You guys have done a lot of great developments around the city. Can you share with us kind of what has gotten here, what it took to get here? You know, what are you guys most proud of?
Good question. I think 10 years, I think I was probably employee number one from back in the day, and just being able to take projects that seemed risky at the time and people weren't doing, and trying to figure out creative ways to finance those projects and bring them to light. And then, starting with Astoria, which was our first condo project. We'd never been in the multifamily space before, but then taking that, what I'm proud of is being able to take projects like that and learn from each one. So where after you're done with the project, you're like, okay, this is great, but what could we have done differently? What could we have done better? Continue to take that and grow, and you see that in each one of our projects. And with the Allen being one of the culmination of that, to where we took everything, we sit down after every project and figure out lessons learned, what could we have done, and we try to put that in these projects to where we're truly crafting and designing it to take that in consideration. So projects ranging from multifamily condos to hospitality. We had our first hotel project in San Antonio, and we went to that project thinking, okay, we think we're condo experts now. We've done some condos in Houston, but getting into the hospitality space, how are we gonna, what are we gonna do differently on that? So we combined the two together, doing a condo on top of a hotel, and it went so well there. We said, let's do it again here.
It's the Thompson over there as well, isn't it?
Thompson over there, correct. That opened in February this year, so we're excited about that, and we love the Thompson brand, which is why we're here. I remember sitting here on the site, and it was just empty, with the Thompson people, showing them the location, the connection between downtown, River Oaks, and so they got excited about it, and so it's great to see it and be here, 10 years later, and see where we are.
And that'll be the first Thompson in Houston.
That's
so
correct.
That's awesome.
That's correct.
And I do want to hit on your point about getting creative with investment and finding different programs to find investors to get the project out of the ground, because I think a lot of y'all's projects are very high-end projects, and they raise the bar, but they sometimes are the first of its kind in the area, and they're kind of like a catalyst for the area, or a newer product for the area, and so it really spurs a lot of development. So that's awesome. I think y'all have done great things not only with your own development, but spurring other development around you guys. So that's awesome. So like I said, we've seen some great work throughout the city of Houston, particularly in the Galleria and downtown. So like I say, some of Houston's most prestigious condos and apartment developments, including Astoria, Arabella, Marlowe, 1825 in downtown, which I think was part of the Downtown Living Initiative, which was really cool. Why does DC Partner continue to double down on the core of Houston?
Of course, I think for us, part of one of our taglines was landmark projects and landmark locations. I think that fits that mold there. And then a point of connection. You think like a site like this, it connects River Oaks to downtown, Galleria, Montrose. It's really a true meeting point. That was one of the things that got the hotel brand excited, seeing how close you were to everything. You're not in downtown necessarily, but you're close enough to it. Same thing at our River Oaks area, just being a connecting point to a lot of different areas. So we're excited about locations like that. That's not to say we're not looking at projects outside the core of Houston.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we've seen and liked about those locations.
Awesome. Well, Walking Houston likes that a lot.
Perfect.
We like the density, we like the sustainability, so that's great. All right, so let's talk about this development, Sam. So you're kind of, the director of sales for this development. The first phase of the Allen consists of a 35-story tower. This big one over here, I believe it's on floor number 28, so it's still going to get bigger. We can see it all around the city. It's going to include the Thompson Hotel, some luxury condos, and we have this very cool, unique-looking 4-story pavilion. We haven't seen this kind of design before. It's really awesome. So this might be one of the largest, mixed-use developments under development here in Houston at the time. Kind of what made DC Partners venture out to build the first ultra luxury development that really engages the Bayou? I mean, a lot of times I feel like we're turning our back to the Bayou. The Bayou is not pretty. The Bayou is not something to love. The Buffalo Bayou Partnership did a great job a few years ago of redoing the west side. But what made y'all take that first step to bring hotel, bring condo, and not just the hotel and condo, but then this really amazing retail pavilion to this area that hasn't seen it before?
I could probably answer that question for about 3 hours, so
Cool.
I'll try to keep it brief. But there's a lot that went into our decision making, and first and foremost, as Acho mentioned, this site is really a connector, geographically in Houston. You're nestled between downtown, Heights, River Oaks, Montrose. You can access all of those key points of interest without having to get onto a freeway. So this is really kind of a crossroads. The other layer to that is that it's on the south side of Buffalo Bayou Park, which we view as Houston's Central Park. Buffalo Bayou Partnership has spent over $60 million in improving the park over the past few years, with amazing public artwork that competes with other national public art spaces. It's becoming a true non-vehicle connector as well. And long term is going to connect, all the way from East River out to Katy, I believe. So, to be in the center of that and have such a large site where we can do, ultra luxury mixed use just made total sense to us. The other part of that I think is important is, we're very in touch with buyers from past projects, and we listen to both what people like and don't like about, a condo. And one of the pieces of feedback that we hear very often, as you can imagine, is, I love the building, I love the design, but I'm just going to miss my yard.
Yeah.
So we thought, what a better opportunity will come along than to build luxury condos with the best front yard in Houston.
Yeah.
So those factors really kind of play into our decision making on the front end, and then building on top of other projects that we've delivered as far as design, luxury partners with our brands that we're using for the build out, all kind of play into the creating this space that will ultimately be very high-end mixed use that we're really excited to present to the city.
Awesome. We're excited about it too. Let's talk about the design. The design is very bold. It reflects some big thinking that I think Houston needs. I think Houston needs to think a little bit bigger in some ways, and that's what we have here. And I'll be honest, I see a lot of beautiful renderings from some developers. They put them out there. The finished product has been value engineered kind of down, a little bit different. But with this one, I kind of see it as rendered, and it's really big and different. So kind of, what made y'all go all that way?
So the exterior facade of this project is very unique. And if you look at the skyline behind us in downtown Houston, it's gorgeous, it's iconic, but it is a lot of right angles, a lot of boxes.
Yes.
So looking at that, our thought process went to, how do we stand out against that backdrop? And we went towards the bayou again for inspiration, and created this really juxtaposed, natural, sort of flowing, less right angles, more curvature.
Flowing with the water, flowing with the waves of the path.
So if you kind of look at it, there's a little bit of a meta design there. That is very intentional. To really execute that, especially with the retail pavilion, we engaged with a company that creates these metal panels. They're very hard to create with metal, but they have a very special process that they use. That's how we're able to achieve that flow and that kind of non-angular form for the retail pavilion building, which is going to be echoed as well in the hotel condo tower.
Nice. Yeah, when we were out here earlier, when Alexa and I were out here earlier, we were doing the drone shots, and it was like, the water and the reflection off the building, it really did flow perfectly. It was excellent.
And
It was beautiful.
to add to that, we wanted, since it's a smaller building, we wanted it, and it's retail first, we wanted it to be more iconic, to where driving by people were just like, what is that? What is that material?
Yeah.
Looking at it, taking. Right now, you got to think about Instagram pictures and everything. What's going to look
Absolutely.
cool with that? And so I think that does that, and then having the two buildings talk to each other.
That's a good point, because the tower is so big and
Yeah.
impressive. What are you going to do to draw attention to the
Exactly.
retail pavilion? It's really got to be out there.
Exactly.
Nice. All right, so let's talk about the specifics of the tower. I guess, how many keys is the hotel going to have? How many condo units is it going to have? How big are the condos? What are the price points? What are the finishes like? And what are the amenities that the condo owners can expect, when purchasing a unit here?
Sure. So the hotel's 172 keys. That is in contrast to 99 units. That balance is extremely important. It's one of the reasons that we love working with Thompson. They're one of the leaders in the luxury boutique hotel space. For us, we absolutely want to keep the hotel boutique size because we are sharing a lot of the amenities with the residents. So our residents do have access to everything that the hotel has to offer as if they were a guest. By keeping the hotel that boutique size, it really balances out the user base between that so that the residents feel like they're at home in the hotel spaces, the guests feel like they're at home in the hotel spaces as well. On the condo side, we have units that are as small as 915 square feet, one bedrooms. They start around $600,000. They go all the way up to full floor penthouse on level 35, which is just under 12,000 square feet and can be yours for $12 million.
Nice.
And of course everything in between. Two bedrooms are going to range between 1,700 and 2,800 square feet, starting at about $1 million, going up to about 1.8.
Nice. Yeah, we have one of our big supporters here, Able Design Group. They're sending me some interior renderings. It looked really, really amazing. And what I was really impressed with were the size of the balconies, and it looked like there was some stuff for pets on the balconies. I mean, I know you have that front yard, but you still have really big balconies, it seems like.
So with a front yard, we expect that we'll have quite a few four-legged residents as well. So we integrated that into the design process. There are a lot of grassy spaces in the building, both on level 7. There's a sky park that's part of the hotel amenity floor. And then our balconies are extraordinarily unique. We have gone through a lot of extra steps to create these really, truly outdoor living spaces.
Yeah.
And one of the unique features is that we have summer kitchens included in all of the units. That includes your millwork, your countertop, backsplash, bar sink, and grill. To do that, we also had the ability to have plumbing on the balconies. We thought, why not make a little feature for our four-legged friends? So we've built in essentially a doggy potty, which is a live grass system that can be built into the balcony.
Oh, a live grass system.
It's live grass, so you've got running water coming from the building. The grass sits on top of a stainless steel mesh, so you have some drainage underneath. So you get the sun off the balcony, you get the water, so you've got like a real grass patch for.
Why did you leave that out earlier? That's so important.
I knew you were going to ask. Dog friendly was really important to us. That's kind of going back to listening to the buyers. That's another thing that we hear is we want the pups to be happy. So. Awesome.
All right, cool. So I'm pretty interested in what retailers may be coming to the pavilion. Can we make some announcements or can we talk about that?
I tried before coming to poke some people let me announce, but I still couldn't. But I'll give you just a little color of what's coming. We do have fitness concept coming on the 2nd and 3rd floor.
Okay.
I think that's a great, like we talked about earlier, just being here on the bayou, just bringing that in. We see the joggers, the runners, and the people just enjoying the park. So having that fitness component here is going to be great, 2nd and 3rd floor. Looking at restaurant concepts for the ground floor. We have some good groups that are not from Houston that are new to Houston that we're excited about. And then same thing on the rooftop concepts. So, new concepts that we're excited about. Bar, when we go take a tour later, you'll be able to see the views, but it's pretty exciting about what the bar is going to look like up top.
Awesome, love it. Okay, and finally, before we start the tour, can you tell us a little bit about the other developments you have under construction? 4411 San Felipe. So that one is right next to Arabella along West Creek. I think a lot of y'all are familiar with West Creek. Between Westheimer and San Felipe, it's been a complete transformation over the last 5 years. It's insane, and y'all having Arabella there was a big part of that. So you're building 4411 San Felipe. I think it's an 8-story office building. It's going to have your corporate headquarters there, and I believe some retail on bottom. Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, so I did get permission on that one to release some names, but so we're moving there. We like the area, as you can imagine. Arabella, Astoria, that's more of that connection that we're talking about, how successful River Oaks District was. So I think this is kind of an extension of that. And so on the ground floor, we have a restaurant concept I'm excited about called CL.
Okay.
It's going to be a festive restaurant, lounge, high energy, similar to like a Bagatelle in New York or a Bioli in Miami. And so they're bringing that, vibe dining entertainment concept with DJ and live music, more of a French Asian fusion cuisine.
Awesome.
And they're our anchor tenant on the ground floor, taking about 8,000 square feet.
Awesome.
We have Advanced Federal Credit Union, a bank coming there as well, and then we have an office tenant taking the 6th floor. So it's pretty exciting, and we're excited to be moving there, obviously. So we're selfishly picking the tenants to make sure it's something we're going to enjoy as well.
Yeah, no, that's how you get the best ones. No, that's great. Really appreciate your time. I guess we'll open it up for some questions from the audience. You guys have any questions for Acho or Sam about the development? Guess you answered all the questions.
Good.
You did a good job.
Good.
All right. All right. Well, appreciate it. Everyone hang out, and we're going to take little tours to the retail pavilion. All right. I have the hard hats and everything like that behind for anyone who needs it. Okay. Excellent. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure.
All right.